Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Vovo Drag Tarot. I, of course, am Joni Vovo, a drag artist based in Sydney's Inner West in Sydney, Australia. And this is a general reading for the Taurus collective. So if Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising, this video is for you. I'll try and I'm trying to make my intro shorter and get straight to the content, but I can't help myself. The only thing I'll say is, this reading is just to give you a bit of clarity and insight about your situation. Don't use it as gospel. Make your own goddamn choices about your own goddamn life, right? You have the divine gift of free will, so just use it. Do whatever you want. It's your life. All right, let's just jump straight in. Ready? Straight out of the gate, we've got the devil upside down. Oh, well, it's upside down, I suppose. Okay, so the devil is all about things that restrict us. So it could literally be anything. It could be a story you're telling yourself. It could be an addiction. It could be a toxic workplace. Just anything that holds you back from being your full, wonderful self. Anything that you feel bound or tied to. Now, it's come in upside down, which could mean a few things, and it's the first card, so we'll get some more context as we draw more. So this could mean that there's something in your life that you've decided to break free from. You've seen it for what it is, and you're like, nope, no more of this. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to walk away from this. It's done. Good on you if that's the case. Or it could mean there's something in your life that you're very much blind to, that it's got its hold on you and you have absolutely no idea. Let's hope it's the first one, shall we? Okay, sorry, I'm laughing just because it's just a wonderful card to start with. I hope you're doing all right, Taurus. Not laughing at you, just laughing at the cards. Let's keep going. Get some more context. Okay, so we've got the Six of Wands. No, can't read Roman numerals. Got the Four of Wands. So that's actually a really nice energy. To go from the Four of Wands to the Devil. Oh, okay, so hang on, let me double check. So today I'm using the Wild Unknown cards, and I'm a visual learner, so I've learned I know all the other cards by the pictures. Let me just double check I've got the right one. I wouldn't want to lead you astray. Yeah, I was right. Okay. So Four of Wands. Okay, actually, I'm just going to bring it down a notch. So the Four of Wands is all about a sense of belonging, a sense of home, a sense of just everything being in the right place, of safety, of being celebrated for who you are, for celebrating the people around you. It can very much be about family or community, and just, yeah, that's that sense of having arrived amongst a group of people and being in the right place. It's very beautiful. Now, when these two cards are together, it seems that something in your family context or a community context or a friend context just isn't right. And there's some dynamic there that, I don't mean to use harsh language. Again, you know your situation better than I do. There might be some toxic behaviors, toxic relationships going on. There might be people that are controlling, that are, all sorts of things. Whatever it is, this Four of Wands has its problems, has its issues, and you've perhaps come to realize that. That's all we've got so far. We'll see what the next set of cards are. But maybe you're at a point where a lot of the time with sometimes with family contexts, people stick with it because they're like, well, I committed to this. This is my family. We're related. Or marriage, whatever it might be. It's like, well, I said till death do us part. So sorry if this is harsh. Just take what applies, leave the rest. If it's not you, it's not you. Sometimes we stay in something we feel we have to stay in something because of those commitments, because of those values, because of what we may think is ethical or honorable. You might be at a point where you maybe you're at a breaking point and you're like, I've stuck with this as long as I can, and something's got to give. And again, sorry, this is really heavy. I hope you're okay. If it's too much, just tap on to the next video. Perhaps you're at a breaking point in this situation. Okay. The Roman numeral 7 of Swords, upside down. Let me just double check because I haven't learned the image yet. Of course. So what can I say? Sometimes these situations get really complicated and people can be doing things for all sorts of reasons, and sometimes the worst characteristics come out of people and they'll say and do all sorts of things that they ordinarily wouldn't if it was a healthy situation. Let's just say that. So there's probably been all sorts of I don't want to speak too harshly, but there might be all sorts of deception going on and all sorts of people strategizing and power play and all this nasty stuff. And perhaps you're just sick of it. And perhaps it's like you're doubting yourself, you feel like you can't do anything. And perhaps you're at a point where you're just going to have to step away from it. You're like, no, I'm not playing these games anymore. I just have to make a hard exit. I can't engage with these games anymore. Oh, Taurus, I'm sorry, I'm reading the cards. If it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply. If it's too much, swipe on to the next video. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so we've got upside down, seven of Pentacles. So yeah, you're very much thinking about all the time, all the energy, all the emotions that you've invested and where you've invested it. And this is coming upside down. So you're very much in a place where you're like, I put so much time into this. I put so much money, so much of my just reserves. And was it worth it? Hang on. Let me double check. Yes, I am right. Okay, sorry. Again, learning the new pictures. Yeah, so you're now thinking, well, everything I've put in hasn't led anywhere. It hasn't had any growth. There's no abundance. There's no harvest. Maybe you're pulling your energy back and you're now thinking, well, if, I mean, again, if you're at like this breaking point, you're like, well, if there's no point me investing here, then maybe I should invest somewhere else. That's kind of how it feels. So yeah, you're definitely maybe even thinking about your values. You're like, well, this is what's important to me. This is what I was hoping for. This is what I was working towards. It's not happening. So I guess I'm going to have to find it somewhere else. Okay. The Son of Pentacles, also the Knight of Pentacles. You're working very hard. And again, like I said, sometimes in these family or community contexts, we could have been in it for a very long time. And it's been painstaking. And if you are making an exit, it's going to take a lot more work, but it looks like you're determined to do that. You're like, all right, if I have to close this chapter, end this lease, start a new life here, leave this situation, or everything that I need to do to close this chapter or exit this situation, there's a lot to do, but I'm determined to do it. Good on you. Two. Wait. Oh, Two of Pentacles. I couldn't see the pentacles. And is that upright? No, it's inverted. Yeah. So, again, sorry, learning the cards. So, Two of Pentacles. Here we've got a butterfly. The traditional one is the person holding two pentacles, and it has the infinity symbol between it. So, yeah, everything's out of balance at the moment. Everything's out of whack. And even though you're very, very much prepared to work hard, I think the not red flag, just the little warning light is don't burn yourself out, don't overdo it, don't overgive, don't lose your own balance and equilibrium in the process. This is going to be very important to you. Just making sure that everything for yourself and within yourself is in balance so that you have what it takes to navigate this. All right, Taurus, just checking in. How you doing? This is a very heavy reading. I hope you're okay. I don't know, something about, I mean, I think we're still in it. Yep, we're in Scorpio season, so I know my life as well. It's been just, it was like everything was smooth sailing, and then we got to like the end of October, start of November, and then just everything went sideways. So I don't know, maybe that's happening in your life as well. I'm a Virgo, you're a Taurus, maybe it's something that's happening within the Earth collective. We're all just getting like thrown around at the moment. All right, let's look at some advice. So we've got the Hanged Man. Yes. Same as what I was saying with the Two of Pentacles. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, keeping your own equilibrium, your own balance, and also make sure you take time to step away from the whole situation. You need time to yourself to recenter and make sure that you can have clarity and see things with a bit of distance and a bit of perspective. I mean, and even going back here to the Seven of Pentacles, if you're thinking about where you have invested and where you want to invest, you're going to need that time out to let everything settle, to process everything, and to, I guess, you might be very determined about what you're leaving behind, but you also can create space to process and think about what you're moving towards. Particularly if you're very future oriented. It's like, well, this is what I wanted, I couldn't get it here, how am I going to get it? I mean that sounds a bit cold, like, how can I get what I want? I didn't mean it that way. I just I just mean this is important. You're a Taurus, you work hard, you've got a lot to give and a lot to invest. So yeah, definitely, before you just jump into whatever the next thing is, just stop. Stop, process, and figure out who you are and what you want, and what's a wonderfully gentle, self-loving way to move forward. All right, external factors. The Daughter of Pentacles. Interesting. So the Page of Pentacles in the external factors. So I can take this a number of ways. All right. Yeah, okay. I think in a sense, you in your life might have, whatever this chapter was, you were investing in it for a long time and you were trying to build something, maybe you were building a family, building a community, building a network of friends, whatever it might be. But in a sense, you may have to take a few steps backwards. You may end up having to, you know, have a job that pays a bit less, live in a place that's a bit smaller, you know, tighten your purse strings and spend a bit less. I think while you're going through this transition time, you may come out the other side of it and your life might look a little different or a little smaller, and that's okay. So it just means don't be disheartened. If you feel like you've gone down a few rungs of the ladder, I mean, you know, say you were the King of Pentacles, going back to the Page of Pentacles, that's not too bad. It's just a few steps, but it still means you have the capacity, and it may mean you may have to adapt, and be in a position where you're open to, like adapting to your changing situation, if that makes sense. So you might have to give up some things, become accustomed to different ways of doing things or a different lifestyle. And that's okay. It's just part of this process. And I think if you don't over stress and overthink this, it's going to be okay. I mean, it still means whatever the next chapter is, or the next journey you make towards the Four of Wands. Page of Pentacles is still a good starting place. And I think also how you navigate to your next Four of Wands, it's going to look different. It's going to be different to the chapter you just had. Because you're probably going to rethink, I mean, you're going to rethink about where you invest, what you invest in, and what outcome you want. And so you're going to do it differently this time. So be open for change and open to learn and open to adapt. Okay, so we've gone through a lot here. And perhaps for some of you, you haven't made this decision yet. Maybe you're still stuck here, right back at the start. You're in this family, community, group of friends, relationship, whatever it is, you're still here, and you realize there's something wrong, it's not working, and maybe it's a breaking point, and you're yet to make that decision. Well, like I said at the start, you have the gift of free will and can do whatever the fuck you want. Don't feel you have to leave the situation. But I would also suggest if it's at breaking point, it's at breaking point. And yeah, I mean, you can see through the reading how things may progress, what you may face, what decisions you may need to make, what may be helpful. And I would just say you've got it. And also, I know it's hard. Leaving a Four of Wands situation is really hard. I mean, I've been there. It was not a great time of my life. I'll tell you. But I will say, navigating out of that, I was able to become, well, for starters, I started drag. So I was able to become a version of myself where I was more in alignment with myself. And I was able to heal from a bunch of things. So again, it's your choice. Do what you want. I'll just say if you do choose to leave this situation, yeah, it'll be hard, but you've got it and you will come out the other side. All right, potential outcome. The High Priestess upside down. Interesting. That's a very interesting final card. So the High Priestess is all about, I guess, being connected to the bigger picture and the mysteries of life. So it's coming upside down, which is actually understandable. I guess when we go through, I mean, I'm surprised in this reading the Tower hasn't come out, the World hasn't come out, Wheel of Fortune hasn't come out, but it's very much giving that energy. Ten of Swords, ten of Wands, all of that. But I mean, we start with the Devil, so that kind of covers it and speaks for itself. But when we go through these chapters and difficulties, we very much think, like, well, what was the point of all that? Why was I in that situation for that long and it ended like this? What was the point? What is the bigger picture or purpose with any of this? So you may end up feeling a bit disillusioned. And I would again go back to this Hanged Man. You're going to need to take some time out to process and heal, because you're probably going to be a bit disillusioned by it all, which is fair, 100% fair. I mean, I'm no expert. I'm just reading the cards, but I'll take it back to where we started, the Devil. So there's something here that's keeping you restricted, bound, a smaller version of yourself, a more timid version of yourself, out of alignment version of yourself, a version of yourself that has stopped growing and is possibly, reverting and going backwards. Leaving this situation, I mean, and I can attest to this has happened to me as well. If you can free yourself from this situation, then you have the wonderful potential to step into who you are, to free yourself and go back into being expansive, evolving, leveling up, and all that wonderful stuff. I mean, I know that's still, I hate that as the message. It's like, you mean I had to go through a traumatic experience just so that I could have personal growth? Ugh. Come on, universe. There's got to be a better way to learn lessons rather than trauma. I don't have an answer for that, but it is what happens. So I would just say that might be a part of it as well, just finding yourself again. If you lost yourself somewhere in all of this, then one of the things you're going to get by coming out of it is finding yourself again. Oh, Taurus, that was heavy. Heavy. All I can say is I wish you well and hope you're doing okay, and just take care of yourself. And also, I've said it twice, I'll say it 3 times. It's your life, make your own choices. Tarot isn't predictive. It just gives you a little snapshot and a little clarity into what's already happening, so make your own choices, okay? All right. Well, if you care to share, I know it's very personal, but I always love getting feedback. If you care to share, leave it in the comments below. If you want to support me, hit like, hit subscribe. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is in the description box below. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, blah, 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 all that. Otherwise, my loves, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Sweet memories swell in my head. Marshmallow fluff, so divine, taking back to those simpler times.